So the purpose of this lesson is to continue building upon the applications of ratings and impressions as the currency to evaluate the efficiency of programming vehicles and media in general as they relate to pricing and delivery of audiences. In previous video lessons, you learned how to calculate cost per point, or CPP, cost per thousand, or CPM, and you're using this analysis to make better programming decisions based on rates and as a base to negotiate rates, as well as how to plan budgets. After you finish this video lesson, you will be able to evaluate ratings and impressions in a TV schedule, or any schedule, but in this case television. Explain the calculation of CPM and CPP delivery in a schedule. Understand scheduled total audience delivery, or GRPs, TRPs, and gross impressions. You have all the basic terminology that you need to understand this lesson, but let me introduce you to these additional terms. TRPs, or target rating points. This is the sum of the rating points of a specific target demographic in a media schedule. TRPs is the term used when you're dealing with total ratings using demographics such as adults 18 to 49, women 18 to 34, children 2 to 11, etc. By the way, if the demographic used is homes or households, then the sum of households is called GRPs, or gross rating points. It is the same concept whether it's a demo like adults 18 to 49 or homes. Is basically the addition of ratings. Total impressions or gross impressions. This is the sum of impressions in a media schedule, regardless of whether it's a people demographic or a household demographic. The sum of impressions is known as gross impressions. This video lesson is a simple exercise of multiplication, addition, and division. We're adding number of spots to each program as they are in a TV schedule. So let's first look at the chart. So here, what you have is, and we can go by line, you're calculating total delivery of impressions for this schedule. So let's take the first one, which is American Idol. You see that in American Idol, you have, what's different here is, again, you're adding, as you can see, let me go back in slide. As you can see in this chart, the second column over, where it says number of spots at the top of the column, what you're doing here is now you're adding how many spots you're buying for each program. So now you see that American Idol, let's go to the next chart, you're buying 2 spots. So now this is a very simple multiplication. Let me write these numbers on the board. So you have American Idol, which is a show here in the US. And you're buying, or you're placing, scheduling 2 commercials in this particular show. And we know that this delivers 14,140,000 adults 18 to 49. Those are your impressions. So for every spot, you deliver 14,140,000. And then adults 18 to 49 ratings, the rating for this show is 11.1. Oh, and the other thing that is important here to know is that this show, for every 30 seconds or 60 seconds, whatever the unit rate is, or unit length, you're going to spend $30,000. I'm sorry, $15,000. So for every 30 seconds in this particular program, again, these are made up numbers, but is $15,000, okay? So remember, there's 2 spots scheduled for every delivery of 14,140,000. So every time that you see the program, there's 14,140,000 potential audiences, and that equates to 11.1. So this is a very simple multiplication. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to multiply 2 times 14,140,000. So, and these are the impressions. So this is equal to 28,280,000 people for those 2 spots. So now, I'm doing it here on the board, but if you have the PowerPoint in front of you, you're going to place that in the box across and under the total impressions column. Remember that here we need to know the actual total eyeballs or total impressions. So you have to keep the 3 zeros because this is real delivery. You can also notice, by the way, that the 000 is not displayed at the top of the column. If the 000 was displayed, it means that those 3 zeros were taken out. Now, step 2, calculating the total delivery for ratings in this schedule. I mean, we're staying with American Idol. Now here, you're going to multiply the 2 spots times the 11.1 ratings for each bot. So this is a multiplication. This is a multiplication. So here, how many ratings are we delivering for those 2 spots with where each one is worth 11.1? Is 22.2. So now here you place the total in the box across and under total ratings or TRPs column. Now 3, let's deal with the money. Now once again, we're sticking to American Idol. You have the same 2 spots, right? Each insertion equals $15,000. So now 2 times 15 is $30,000. So now here you place this total in the box across and under total money or total budget. Now you can do the same multiplication with the appropriate number of spots shown for each program. So maybe you can pause the video and do the math. Now let's go to the final step and add all the columns. So now let's go to reporting the results. Like if you're in a meeting, how do you say this, right? So the delivery for this schedule or the budget spent was $136,500. The rating points delivered against the demo, adults 18 to 49, was 89.6 TRPs at a cost per point of $1,523.44. This is your CPP. You delivered, or your gross impressions, these are TRPs, your gross impressions on the demo was 114,166 impressions. Remember, now you have to give the whole number. And your CPM, you delivered this schedule at $1.20 rounded. Important to note that when you report, again, total impressions delivered in a schedule, you basically report the entire number because you're basically reporting on the actual people that you have reached, perhaps more than one time. So it includes duplicated audience. Now, when you're calculating CPM is when you take the 3 zeros out to the impressions number. You're calculating, remember, the cost to reach 1,000 people in the schedule. Always remember. Also remember that the CPP or cost per point analysis can be done with media measured in ratings, such as radio and television. The CPM or cost per thousand analysis is used with all media because they all have actual people watching, listening, reading, and engage with the media, which is also called impressions. Remember to practice with your PowerPoint lesson so you get the hang of it. And I'll see you in the next video lesson.